Bless them which persecute you. Bless and not curse. Romans 12, verse 14. This is a hard thing to do. It was hard for Paul as it would be for anyone else. Sometime after he wrote these words to the Romans, he was in Jerusalem appearing before the chief priests and all their council. He began his defense by saying, "Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before God until this day." At this point, the high priest Ananias commanded someone who stood close to Paul to slap him on the mouth. Hearing the command, Paul shot back, "God will strike you, you whitewashed wall, for you sit to judge me according to the law, and do you command me to be struck, contrary to the law?" The bystanders reminded Paul that he was talking to the high priest, and he apologized. "I did not know, brethren, that he was the high priest, for it is written, you shall not speak evil of a ruler of the people." Even Paul found it hard to tolerate injustice. There was but one person who never failed to be kind, thoughtful, and gracious to his persecutors, and that was Jesus. It was Jesus who said, "Love your enemies, bless them that persecute you, do good to them that hate you, pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you." Paul learned this principle from Jesus, and even though he found it hard to follow, he succeeded admirably in living up to it throughout a long life of tensions. In his letter to the Corinthians, he said, "Being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it." He had plenty of opportunities to put this rule into practice. As an old man, Peter also recalled this trait in the life of Jesus. He said of his master that when he was reviled, he reviled not again. When he was suffering, he threatened not. Peter was not naturally the sort of person to suffer indignities meekly, but he developed this grace over time. He too was tested often on this point, and it takes real fortitude to remain gracious under pressure and persecution. But we serve the same Lord as did Peter and Paul. We can achieve the same level of Christian love in the same way that they did, through Jesus Christ. And as always, think on these things.